Abe Miller. I'm a professor at the business school and a director of the MIS program in the Newark campus. Also a faculty advisor for the MISAC Lab, which is the MIS Association student organization. And let me tell you a little bit about the major. What we're going to cover today are a couple of things. First of all, explaining what is MIS. And you'll see as we go along, I'll point that there is some confusion as far as what do MIS professionals do. In terms of what's the difference between MIS and CIS? Are they the same? Are they different? Well, yes, they are very different, and we'll cover them. We'll talk about what do MIS professionals do and what are the opportunities for students in RBS as they graduate. What are the opportunities for MIS students that graduate with the MIS major? So looking in general, when you look at MIS, is the design and management of information technology for business, with the emphasis for business. At this point, everybody is using computers. So everybody is needing to know about technology. It's true in business even more so. Businesses depend on technology. Unfortunately, nowadays, we all depend on technology. So you can hear me talk about, you can find out what's going on, and we can continue our classes even though nobody can congregate in the same place. So that's remote technology. MIS majors study the information systems, understand how technology works, and with the advantage of being in a business school, we also provide students with all the knowledge that they need to understand how businesses work. MIS is combining those two skills, the design and management of information technology and the business needs. So let's take a look at some of what's happening is an MIS graduate will be like an architect, basically understanding the business, creating a sense of how to improve the performance of the business by using information technology. That's the summary of what is MIS. Now, further looking, we look at the general education in universities. As far as computers go, we look at three different tracks. We have the engineering track. Those are people who design and build the hardware for computer systems. Okay? Somebody has to design, or somebody has to design the screens. Well, way back when we started, screens used to be square. You hardly see any computer screens that are square nowadays. It was found that it's a much better display and a more appealing size, shape of a computer screen to be a rectangular. So that's part of the engineering class. Computer science is part of the math department in universities. That's where we develop the programs. We build the programs. We develop the different algorithms that drive the computer systems. And in the management information system area, in the business administration schools, we teach how to combine the MIS or the computer technology into business so the business can benefit from it. That's where we are. Sorry, that's where the MIS stands. It's right here in this blue part of this track. Well, there's a Russian word called troika. Troika means a three-part. And it's also applicable to information systems where everything is input, some processing, and output. And as we go through the program at the business schools, we talk about those different issues. That's the different areas where it all looks like. Where is technology being used? Consumers need technology. Many people now in the Northeast and in the US in general are doing their shopping through computer systems, not necessarily going to a store. Transportation runs being managed by computers. Manufacturing, we deal with, or the enterprise is dealing with remote customers. There is no longer time differences as far as businesses go. Business and financial institution is running 24 hours. When we finish our work day in the Northeast, the Far East is basically starting the day, so we have 24-hour operations. We have systems that encompass all the different areas, the enterprise resource planning systems. We talk about technologies, business on the fly. Well, the business doesn't have to fly anymore, it just walks with us wherever we are. So let's take a look at the business. So in a business, you have different areas in a business that are pulling the business to their end. The CEO comes in and says they need new products, new services so the company can grow. Well, we have the manager says, we need some help. We need some tools to make the operation more efficient. We need tools so the customers can get their products better, and we need to have some relationship management with our suppliers. We look at programmers or the techie and they say, hey, I want to make cool stuff. And when you talk, if you have any programmer friends or friends who are programmers, they all want to work on the latest versions of the coolest programs that are available. Well, everybody is pulling towards that end. That's where the MIS professional comes in and says, wait a minute, I'm uniquely qualified to serve all of you, to have your needs met by combining the business requirements with the available technology. That's where MIS professionals come in. Where do they affect the company in different areas? They affect what the executive branch, the top of this triangle here, by developing the proper strategy. The people, organization, and different levels within the company are using computers. Can you think about the business that does not use computers nowadays? I have not come across any of those businesses in the recent years. Even very small of the smallest businesses is using computers to some extent. Maybe not as much as large corporations like car manufacturers or large banking institutions, but everybody, the smallest grocery, the smallest dry cleaner, they all use computers to some degree. And the technology infrastructure is basically built with few areas. We have the hardware we talked about, we have the software, we deal with databases, we deal with networks, and an MIS professional is familiar with all those needs within the business. They have the tools and the knowledge of what technology can offer them. So our question is there a job for you? Let's say you have decided to come in and decided to finish your MIS courses, and we'll talk about what it contains, what is the content of those courses. Or is there a job for you? Everywhere. Some of the titles that we talk about are consulting and project management. Most of the major consulting firms are looking for professionals who understand business, who can apply the technology or the technological knowledge to help the consulting clients to strategize and apply that knowledge to improve their business operations. We talk about application development, and that does not include programming. It includes the business analyst. Business analyst is analyzing the business and seeing what is the proper technology. We talk about analysts working in quality control and testing analysis. Testing is a very important part. When you you implement a new system, you need somebody to make sure that it's working correctly. The business people understand the business perfectly. They don't have enough technical knowledge of what is good for that business to improve the operation. An MIS major comes in and understands the business with very few structured questions. They can analyze and know the business within a very short period of time. And sometimes I'm getting remarks that from people that I used to work in a corporate environment. You've been in this area only about a year and you know the business more than I do, and I've been working here for 25, 30 years. Well, that's true. If you know how to ask those questions, if you know what to get from an interview when you're trying to find out, the knowledge is there, and that's part of what we are teaching in the MIS program. But it's not only in technological companies. It's any company that in any sector requires people who understand business and technology and can improve their operations. Nowadays, there are some not so good news coming in, and as far as employment and what's available, the projections that are coming from the Bureau of Labor Statistics include among the top 10 positions, both in the hottest jobs and the fastest growing fields. There are 4 fields out of those 10 that are qualifying as the fastest growing and the most required jobs. The point is that when economic situation is getting not so good, and I don't want to use too negative a word, when the economic situation getting not so good, businesses are looking for technology to overcome those issues. And when you look at it, it's not like technology is replacing people, but it's replacing certain parts of the work that's being done. You've heard a lot about outsourcing. Yes, it happens. But what is being outsourced? It's the technical, repetitive, tedious type of jobs that can be specified by somebody locally and then the work being done remotely or being outsourced. That's not what's happening with MIS majors. MIS majors are still needed so they can understand what to provide to the people who are receiving that outsourced functions. And when it comes back, how do we test it to make sure that we're getting what's needed for business? That's in general what's happening with the MIS major. General in the business world. Now let's go a little closer to us. Let's take a look at what do we do at the business school in terms of management information systems. MIS is a fairly recent major within the business school, and I'm talking about recent. We are talking about 6, 7 years where we actually took off. It took quite some time to get that major running, to make the understanding. I used to call it the best kept secret in the business school. Well, it's no longer a secret. We have a very active student organization. You can see the shirt here that I'm wearing. It's MISA. The students have a lot of programs that bring different companies to campus for events, for training, for information sessions. And we have a program that is, the program brings the practitioners and academics who are teaching the specifically designed courses that were designed based on the current industry needs, and students who finish with that major are able to bridge the gap between business and technology so we can create value to the organization and better results for business activities. So when you join the program and you graduate, basically what you will have is a very sound understanding of business fundamentals. You are in a business school. You're going to get the education in areas of operations, accounting, finance, marketing, supply chain, all that is a given. Any student in the business school gets that type of education. In addition to that, you also get a knowledge of current information technology, and that includes anything that's businesses are running now. So if there is a newer technology coming on the market, we'll cover that. We'll adjust the courses and include those developments. And those are being changed. They are changing all the time. But the way we teach those courses, the way we provide that material, allows the students to gain a good analytical and communication skills, and companies are looking for those communication skills. They refer to them as soft skills, okay? Not only the textbook knowledge, but the knowledge of dealing with different levels of organization, using the technology to help the business meet their strategic goals. Those are the things that we are looking for. And those are the things that we are teaching the students so they can get that type of education and graduate with knowledge so they can hit the ground running as they graduate and get offers from the different companies that are recruiting from Rutgers. And the list is growing, and the quality of those businesses is getting better and better. So how do we develop those skills? Well, we have a specific programs that we are running, and one of them is the MIS major. It requires certain qualifications. You have to maintain a GPA of 2.75 in order to be accepted and maintained in the program. You have to complete the business core, so you have all the business requirements fulfilled. You then complete the MIS core, the required courses for MIS, and allows you to take some electives. We'll talk about those. In the business eligibility courses, the business core, those are the micro and macroeconomic statistical methods and all the general courses for business requirements. There's a whole list of them. I'm not going to go through. They are available from any of RBS advisors, but I'll emphasize some of the courses that we talk about in the MIS specific program. We have 4 required courses: system analysis and design, database management, computer network application, and structured programming. Those were chosen specifically to cover all the different major areas within the computer world. You have to know how to analyze and design information system. Make sure that you understand the database systems within those information technology area. And database is what is running the system. It's the raw material for information system. And that's where the expression of garbage in, garbage out comes. Usually the garbage is in the database. If you enter something incorrectly to the database, your raw material is bad. No way you're going to get a good product from the bad raw material. We talk about how networks are working, so you understand how the communication is going on. You understand how I can sit in my office at home and talk to you wherever you are, okay? And you could be on the other part of the world. That's part of network. That's how network works. So, and we have one programming course, which is a very high-level programming, just to make sure that you understand how computer programs are working. Nobody expects you to be a computer programmer. This is not a very technical course. It is technology involved, yes, but it's not programming. That, if you are interested in that, that will be done in the math department in the computer science major. Then we have elective courses that you need to fulfill 3 of those courses: designing and creating website, dealing with data warehousing. The data that companies are collecting nowadays, it's tremendous. Every transaction that you process, every time you charge something to a credit card, on an average, that data goes to about 27 different databases. And that's for one transaction. With the millions of transactions happening every hour, you can imagine how much data there is. So a small store or a storage place is not enough. So we talk about data warehouses. We teach those. Because it's so big, we need special tools to mine, to find the data that we want in those tremendous amounts of data. It's like finding a needle in a haystack. We talk about human-computer interactions. That's a course that defines how computer screens should be designed so there is a smooth way of conversation between humans and computers. We talk about project management, managing specifically information systems. Some additional elective courses could be taking advanced ERP, advanced databases, data analytics, project management, investment modeling. Those are all topics that are available. Special topic can be done by arrangements. Dealing with network design, web computing, some of them are done through independent studies, where when you think there is an area that you are interested in, you can develop your own course. You'll submit a proposal for it to a faculty that is willing to work with you on it. Probably if you are a freshman, that's not the time to think about it, but when you get towards your junior and senior years, that's something to think about, and you're going to have an independent study with a faculty advisor on a project or course that you are going to develop for yourself. If nothing like that is being offered, we can work that kind of an arrangement. So the question is, can you be successful in this program? My opinion, and that's based on many years of experience, both in corporate environment and in academia, yes, you definitely can be successful because it's all basic stuff. However, it's a well-executed stuff, so that's why you could be very successful in it. In addition to just MIS, MIS was the first major that was allowed to combine other majors within the Rutgers school. The most common combination was MIS and accounting. Every major that you can think of can benefit from knowledge of MIS major. Yes, it will require a few additional courses. Some, obviously, the basic business core courses are counted. You don't have to repeat those. You have to repeat the major courses. MIS is 7 courses. Yes, it will put some additional load, but look at the advantage. You are gaining 2 for 1. Basically, instead of getting 1 major, you get 2 majors when you graduate. So that's where combining those 2 majors within our RBS, and it's very popular that students now are majoring in more than 1 major, and recruiters are looking for it. Recruiters are looking for students that have those analytical skills, communication skills, etc. So that's my 2 cents for a shout for MIS major. I don't see, and I don't want to jinx it at this point with the situation out there, but over the years, I had very few, if any, students that were banging on my door saying, where can I get a job? Recruiters are looking for it. The word is out. There is a need to combine those 2 areas of business and technology so businesses can strive and improve their performance. So I'll answer any questions that you might have. In order to maintain those 2 majors, you have to maintain a 3.0 GPA, and looking at performance of students in the last few years, that's not a very big challenge. Courses are interested, students are excited about the major and about the business school. So I would say that would be the least of your problems is getting this 3.0 GPA. So we'll open it to some questions. If you want to chat down, this is my email and my phone number. Don't try calling me at this number, at least for the foreseeable future. But definitely, I'll answer any email with any questions you might have regarding between MIS and accounting and MIS and supply chain. Also, we are in a talk of bringing into the Newark campus another major based in the same department called business analytics or business analytics and information technology. In other words, specifically for this type of professionals that are working in any company and need to develop some analytics about the data that is in that business, not specifically to an accounting or to supply chain, but to some other areas. But that's not available yet. It might be available when we open in the fall, but I doubt it, but probably for next spring, that might be more of a realistic goal to open that major. But I would say yes, there are, I'm trying to remember if there was any major that was not being combined with MIS. In other words, having some students who are, I know definitely there are students who are combining MIS with accounting, with finance, with economics. There are some students that are actually combining the MIS with a minor in computer science or vice versa, taking major in computer science and minor in business administration, which basically means MIS. So it's, I would say there are probably more students that are combining majors than students who are taking just MIS.
Any other questions?
Yeah, I had one more question.
Sure.
How many more credits do you have to take if you do a dual major in business?
Well, it depends. If you are majoring, and I don't have the specifics for every major, but if whatever major you've chosen and you want to combine it with MIS, you need 7 courses. Because you are taking only the courses that are required for MIS. All the other courses are already filled in. All your general education courses are already taken. All your business school courses are already taken care of. So the only thing you need in addition to your current or the one major that you're going to combine with MIS is the 7 MIS required courses.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
If you're thinking about double majoring, not only do you need a good GPA, which, as Professor Miller said, the students who usually are in accounting, finance, or MIS usually have a pretty darn good GPA. That's not the issue. The issue really is pre-planning. So if you're a transfer student coming in, you're going to have to really plan those 2 majors rather quickly. If you're a first-year student, you do have some time. You could start looking to do that after your major eligibility courses are done in your first year. You can start really pre-planning everything in your sophomore year. But again, transfer students, you really have to move very quickly to schedule courses in both majors. Does anyone have any other questions?
Oh, one more. Thank you, Lucy, for reminding me. There is a tendency, and obviously that applies only to students who already decided to take MIS as a major. There is a tendency to say, oh, I'm going to cover all my other courses and I'll leave the last semester or the last year for the MIS major. Don't do that. And I would don't do that in any major. we have a plan. I don't have it in the presentation, but we have a plan of how to scatter or how to schedule your courses. So you fulfill them in such a way that you are filling in the prerequisites, because many courses will have prerequisites. So you start with the general business courses and take a couple of the prerequisites in MIS in your first or second year, then take 2 or 3 courses. I recommend taking 2 MIS courses, 2 advanced MIS courses at a semester, not taking more than 2. It's possible to combine a 3, but that is a little bit of a stress. Those courses are requiring a different type of learning. Okay, when you take courses in other business situations, you are dealing with familiar turfs, familiar grounds. When you get into MIS, all of a sudden we start talking about using computers not only to Google, but to actually process data that is required. Okay, so we build databases. We have in the system analysis course, we take a project that students actually are defining upfront at the beginning of the semester. And as we go and cover the different ways that we take in analyzing and designing systems, the students are working in a group to go to those steps and apply those principles to their project. We do in that class everything other than the programming. So unfortunately, we are not having a system that actually works at the end of the semester, but we develop the requirements, the specifications, the conversion requirements, the post-implementation, the maintenance, and everything else that real business requires somebody to look after and monitor. So scheduling of courses in the long run is what will be a key to success in the program.
Correct. Correct. Does anyone else have any other questions? Well, we want to thank Professor Miller for this superb presentation. Thank you so much. You were wonderful.
And thank you, Lucy, for arranging it. And if you have contacts and you want to send my email to the students, that's perfectly okay. And I'll entertain any questions or comments, advice, or whatever whatever is on your head or in your heart. Feel free to send me an email.
Absolutely. Thank you again, everybody.
Thank you.